Hi everyone, welcome to lesson 2 part 2 in our course Building Employment Website with ASP.NET and MVC5. In this part of our lesson, we'll focus on how to create responsive bootstrap navigation bar that can collapse or extend depending on the user screen size. We'll start with what is bootstrap, and then we will go to the practical side of our lesson. Our aim is to do less theory, more result. Our aim is less theory and getting more result. So let's begin our tutorial. What bootstrap is? Bootstrap is a boot header. Bootstrap navigation bar. Navigation bar is a navigation header that we placed on top of the screen, and this is an example what navigation bar how navigation bar look like. And as I said, we are going to use bootstrap navigation bar, so this is a small brief summary what's extend and collapse depending on the screen size. And if we go to the second, we are having the tags, simplest tags that used to build up our navigation. So if we go and apply this to our compiler, we'll get this result, something like this, exactly like this. And this is a screenshot that shows the two different views of the navigation bar. This is the extend view and this is the collapse view. As you can see, also there is button here. We'll see how we create this button and how the button will appear in the practical side. So this is the practical side. We can start our lesson, for example, by creating the navigation bar. Let's go and start with the practical side. So we'll place the navigation bar in the mail layout. So if you remember last time, in the view folder we have create shared folder, then mail layout, then we'll start our coding in this place. So now we are using Bootstrap to create the first navigation bar for our website. That this navigation bar will be inherited in all our projects. Example of our navigation bar, it should be right aligned, and this is how it's going to look like. Website, this is called in Bootstrap brand name, and here this is the right aligned. We use .navbar -right, and this is, as I said, the navbar brand. So let's go back, then we'll come also to then let's start our code. Learn by practice. So first of all, to create the navigation bar, we should start with nav header, then we'll give a class. After the class, we are given the navbar, then navbar default, then navbar -fixed -top. Okay, then we close the tab. What navbar fixed top means, I prepare also an example here. This is an example of a fixed top navbar. When I scroll, you can see that the navbar is fixed, so it will go along with you to the website. Okay, and this is the extended type, and if I reduce, so this is how it's going to look like on our mobile phone, or when I click buttons, then I'm having now the navbar as a drop-in list. and all is responsive. So after the navigation bar, we should put all our tags in a container. So we'll create here div class of container, sorry, after that we should create now the header, the nav header. The nav header will consist of navbar brand and the bottom, and this is the navbar, the project name is the navbar brand, and this is the bottom. This will be placed in the navbar header. So creation of navbar header will be also in div. So will come div class navbar dash header, and as I said, this will consist of bottom. So we can start with our bottom, and this bottom will have a class of class navbar toggle. We'll explain, let's write, then we'll explain it. Collapsed, then also we'll have data toggle and data target. Data toggle will explain all these terms, collapse, and data target also should be consist of our navbar. We'll create later on we'll create a CSS file to control this button. Okay, collapsing of the bottom, we use to for the bottom to be collapsed, we are using this navbar toggle.collapse. Okay, what data toggle is used to tell the JavaScript what to do. Data toggle, we use it to tell the JavaScript, now we are saying for the JavaScript should be collapsed, and data target is to indicate which animal to be toggled. So means this navbar is going to be toggled with our button. So let's go to the PowerPoint. This is the bottom. As you see, there is 3 lines. These 3 lines in Bootstrap, the name is span. So we create 3 span as the picture showing. Span 1 with a class called icon button. Class equal icon bar. We are going to create 3 span. To be easy, we can copy and paste 2 times. So now our button is ready. So as I said, the nav header, it consists of buttons and the navbar brand. The navbar brand, we use A, which is anchor in HTML5, then the href, because now we are not going to target an index, let's use the hashtag, then class, as I said, this is navbar brand, and let's say inside the navbar brand we would like to put logo, so we will use mg with the source, img, which is shortest of image, Also we are not going now to point the picture, so we'll use the hashtag. Then we are given the class of logo size, class logo size, logo dash size or hyphen size. So here our navbar tags will end. Now we are creating our navigation bar that consists of the main. Let's come here. Okay, that consists of home, about, contact, drop down list. We are not going to create in our example now drop down list, maybe we'll show it later. And here we'll have sign up and login as exactly this is what we are going to draw. Okay, website, home, page 1, page 2, sign up, then log in with glyph icons. The icon beside this sign up, we name it in Bootstrap as glyph icon. So let's get started. Let's start with another div. Let's give this div an ID before the class, so we'll control it later using the CSS. We control the color. Let's give this ID class. We are going to give navbar collapse. Our navbar behave is collapse. So here we will start by creating unordered list, and in is simple. UL is terms to unordered list, and you can go and search these tags online if you are not familiar with HTML. And we have to give this ordered list Bootstrap, and all these classes I'm writing, you can go online to Bootstrap and check it online. Let's go, and you can just type Bootstrap, get bootstrap.com. then this is not documentation, examples, documentation is okay. I will check it later because they changed it. Before the website was having something called component. Now the website has changed. So let's come back to our code and say navbar navbar dash nav. So inside this UL, now we create our list, and inside list we are going to put a hyperlink, and inside the hyperlink we are going to say this is main, and we can just copy and paste, or let's say home, and let's say this is page 1, and let's go for page 2. Let me check the name that we have put it for the brand. Navbar brand, we didn't specify the name. Okay, let's test. To test our app, first we have to create a new controller. Add controller. Let's add an empty controller, name it as view controller. Now we have to do scaffolding for this controller by coming to add view to this. Okay, empty without model. Sometimes you have to come here and specify that the main layout folder, that this is, as you can see, view back, this is the main layout, means this page index or this page index.html or CS.html, which is C# HTML, is going to inherit the header and the footer from the main layout. And as you can see, I can't test the main layout direct because I can do a request for layout Razor, means because this is, as I said in the previous lesson, that anything starts with hyphen, we can't access it directly through a web browser. Now we can come to this index and say view in browser. Okay, let's see our results. Oh, there is an error. Okay, let's see what the error is. Let's come back to our code. We write the code in main layout. Okay, we didn't add the bootstrap CSS file to our project. It should be placed in the header. Bootstrap, this is the bootstrap CSS. Okay, let's come back and say refresh. Let's try again. As you can see now in the nav bar, the error happens because we didn't add the bootstrap this bootstrap file as a hyperlink in our head. So now the code is working. As you can see here, what is this because in the brand ID we haven't specified icon. Let's say we need an icon. Let's say employee icon. Let's try this. Slide logo .png. Okay, we'll create here, let's create a folder called, right click, add a new folder, images. Now I have downloaded the image from the net, so let's drag and drop this from slide logo. Images PNG logo. Let's refresh. I didn't save. Let's refresh. Okay, as you can see, the picture is too big, so we can use the CSS to specify the pixels of our image. So now in the next lesson we'll see how to control through the CSS. Maybe we'll create the footer in the next lesson, and also we'll see how to change the colors using CSS, and we create the style to our website. Now we have finished this lesson by creating the first navbar. In the second lesson we'll create the login and the sign out, and we see how to change the colors and how to create the footer. I hope you'll learn a lot, and let's try, because as you can see, okay, I forget to try this. Let's try. As you can see now, the bottom that we create 3 spams, this is the 1 2 3 and is working. When I click home page 1, home page 2, everything is working. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope you learn a lot. We'll meet in the next session, lesson 3, how to create footer, and we'll continue this lesson as well. We'll learn a lot, so let's get started, inshallah. Bye.